Welcome to Derek Does. Today, we're doing this. Hi, welcome to another Derek Does. I'm Derek. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out all my other videos of cool stuff, and today is no exception. Today, we're doing, I would probably say, one of the most iconic things of the U.S. military, at least in my eyes, and one of them is this, the Boonie Hat. Now the Boonie Hat, Boonie Cap, whatever you want to call it, officially his name is a Boonie Hat. It is, I'm sure you've seen these. They used them for decades and decades and decades. The original one, which is this one, started in 1967, officially given to as a military piece of equipment. This one is what's referred to as a Type 1. At the time of this hat was made, there was no type. It just is, the official name, and I'll read it to you, is Hat Jungle with Head Net. I don't have the head net, but I do have the hat, and I don't think this hat was really ever worn, which is kind of remarkable since this hat is from 1967, so that's making it almost 60 years old in just a few years, depending when you watch this video. This hat I was super lucky to find. Guess where? Thrift store. I saw it and my eyes just boop, what is that? Looks real. And it was real. They've been reproducing these hats forever. You can buy these hats today. I'll put a link below where you can purchase a Boonie hat made today in all sorts of different camo varieties. This one is in olive drab. They made them basically every time the military changed their camo, they made a hat to fit. I personally had a chocolate chip desert one that I picked up as a surplus back in the early 90s, and I wore that easily for 20 years. I was going to wear it today, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is right now, but it's lost like all its starch and it just hangs there. It almost looks like a bucket hat now. It's so used and with the sun damage and everything like that. But this hat is not. This hat is it's almost new old stock. It's not in the plastic. It doesn't have the little netting with it or everything, but it does not look used at all. Unfortunately, this hat is a 6 5/8, and I'm a 7 3/8, so it's a bit small for me. Otherwise, I may keep this and wear it, but I'm not going to. I'll probably sell it just because I can't wear it, and I have enough stuff. I don't need more stuff in a collection. So, but anyway, let's get back to the history of the hat. This type of hat was used in military and just civilian type stuff for quite a while. The British used a similar hat, the Australians used a similar hat, and I think the Americans discovered that the Australians were wearing a hat very similar. It would be perfect for jungle use because they would normally have just a ball cap, and it just wasn't enough. Your ears aren't protected, the rain and everything like that, and they needed something like this. So the Special Forces had permission, I guess, to have local tailors make a hat like this, and they would make it out of what they would call the tiger stripe, or I think there's another leopard stripe they call it too, but it was a tiger stripe camo, and that would have been made from old parachutes or clothing or something like that. But in 1967, the U.S. military officially released this hat, and this is the 1967 version. In 1968, it came out in woodland and also with ripstop fabric. This one is neither one of those. So if you're interested in any of the hats, and like if you don't want green, if you want black, you can get black. If you want the tiger stripe, get tiger stripe. If you want woodland, get woodland. The list goes on and on even up until today. I believe they still issue this hat to people that need it. So I'm going to show you all the features of the hat. We'll do close-ups and you can see what an original looks like if you're ever curious of what an original. This is an original. And this one, actually, does it even list? Doesn't list who made it. Again, we'll look at all those close-ups and everything like that. But I'll put it on just so you can see what it kind of looks like. Again, this is many sizes too small for me. At least one full size almost. But they all have, again, we'll show you all the close-ups and everything like that. But that's the history of the hat. And it's called the Boonie Hat. And I'm sure you've seen these in their countless movies or just walking down the street, and you just maybe never knew what it was, and this is what it is. It's a Boonie Hat. So I'll put it on just so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll do some close-ups of all the special features of this hat, and you can see up up close and personal. Okay, don't yell at me. It's way too small for me. But at least I'll show you what it looks like on, and I'll do a spin so you can see what that is. Again, way too small. I know. Put in the comments if you want to say it. I know it's way too small. It also has this strap that you could either use to pull up if it's really windy, or if not, a lot of guys would just put them on top, pull it tight that way, and they would stay like that, or they would just cut them off too. I've seen all different ways like that. So now let's take a close-up look at the Boonie Hat from 1967, U.S. military issued. So here is the hat. It's a really nice hat. I mean, it's great for everyday use, either jungle or even in city streets or anything like that. Anywhere where it's sunny and maybe you might get a little rain, this would be a perfect hat for you. The construction of the hat, as you can see, the front here is slightly smaller than the back, so it does have a slope this way, which is kind of nice because you might wear your hat back a little bit, and that would give you that flat top that way. It does have, obviously, 4 vent holes at the top. You can see those on each side, and those vents look really, you can see right through it, look really similar to the vents in a jungle boot of the same era. I would not be surprised if it's the exact same hardware. I don't know though. Then on the brim itself, you can see has lots of sewing on it. I don't know if the modern ones have this many. That's a lot of extra thread that if you just cut half of that, you probably could still get the same brim and save a little bit of money that way. I don't remember so many on the modern ones, but maybe so. If you notice also, key feature on these hats is this netting that goes around, and it has little holes basically. So it's sewn all the way around. And the purpose of that would be to store items either in it or also use it for camouflage, where you could stuff branches and grasses and things like that that would help conceal yourself, at least your head, this way. Now on the inside we have this. This is a cinch, and it has a leather. You can see that. This one's again, this one hat I don't think it's ever been worn or used. I mean, obviously it's been put on, right? But I don't think it's ever been used. So you can cinch this hat up, or I see a lot of guys, as I mentioned, put it at the top and cinch it, or you just cut it off. So having this still here is kind of rare, I think, in a way, because usually this would be worn away. Now on the inside, it's not lined with anything. And also, if you notice, it's not ripstop, it's just cotton. It's just a cotton material all the way around. In '68, they came out with a ripstop. Now, you have your do not starch, hang dry, how to clean it and everything. And then you also have, oh, we gotta go this way. This is the actual original tag. And it's just a hat jungle with head net. The head net's not here, obviously, or else I would show you that. And has a 67 right there. It's a DSA, and it's a 6 5/8. So it's a small size, and that could be why not many people wore this hat. If it was a larger size, I'm sure someone would have found it and worn it between 1967 and today. Also notice that this tag, the size tag and everything, is just sewn up here at the top, kind of like a modern hat. That it still exists on this hat, because otherwise I think most guys would just rip that off, toss it, because it's not sewn like this. In later versions of this hat, the size tag is usually sewn here along with the care and everything like that, so it's still there. This one's still here though, so it's kind of interesting. Also notice that it doesn't say type 1 because they didn't know there's going to be a type 2. Later on is a type 2, type 3, type 4. They've come out with different versions like this, but this is it. And if you ever come across one, totally pick one up, because they're just sweet hats. I wish it was bigger. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the original Type 1 Boonie Hat. It's a really cool hat. It's just a great all everyday hat that you can wear. It's great for sun use, it's great for rain, it's great for everything. It's not really a winter hat, and it will get water logged and will, you know, get your head wet if it's really raining. But you could coat it with something like that and maybe keep some of the rain off. But it's a gray hat. They're really awesome. If this is something that interests you, I'll have a link down below to like an Amazon where you can find different models of this hat and you can purchase your own. I think Poplar makes them and Rockco makes them, and every manufacturer makes a reproduction of this. So they're easy to find. Just be mindful of what the material is and that it's more authentic looking than just one that's made for everyday stuff. So check it out. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next Derek Does. Thanks for watching.